MovieWeb.com.
Your valedictorian.
I would like to say here today the one thing I will regret if I never say. I love you, Beth Cooper. And yes, when I graduate, I'm not gonna keep hanging around my old high school like some kind of creepy loser who can't get an adult girlfriend. You know who you are.
You embarrassed me, but it was so sweet. I'll have to let you live.
First thing I want to ask, being a fan of the book, what happened to the end of this movie? Did you guys shoot the end of the book and then just cut it out, or was that something you guys decided to take out from the get-go?
You mean the
canoe scene?
Yes, it exists, and you'll see it on the DVD. What happened is in the book, for some reason, it just worked beautifully in the book. When we cut the movie together and we added it into the film, it just felt like the audience, particularly I was sensing that the audience had had too much of this character. And I never realized, because obviously films are so different from the reading experience, I never realized that when we did this, which seemed like a small scene at the time, the towel sequence where Rich Munch defeats these guys, the audience accepted that that was it for those guys. They were done with the movie.
So the towels took them out.
Well, not only did the towels, but on a deeper level, the audience was more invested in these 5 characters, and they were just not. They did not want to go back to Kevin's world. They were finished with that, and that's the difference between a film and reading something.
And you talk about the DVD. I don't really want to talk about the DVD, but there's certain scenes in the movie that aren't as they are in the book, and I'm wondering, are you planning to have like a book version of a DVD for the fans of the book?
I think so. I think we could probably do that. We're working on it right now. So there are several different versions of the film. So it's interesting to see what we will eventually come up with.
And now, why did you stay away so long from this genre and from such funny movies themselves?
I don't know. I think part of it is like, you go through a lot of things as a filmmaker, but I felt personally that I was getting a little soft as a filmmaker and a little spoiled, and being given big budgets on like the Potter movies, and you have to think about that, because you have to kind of, in a weird way, you have to kind of stay hungry, and it's difficult to stay hungry when your movies are very successful and you're being given all this money to make movies. And I thought, I've got to go back to that time when I got out of film school, and I really was desperate to make my sort of name known in the film industry. So I started writing things that meant a lot to me, like Gremlins and Goonies, and then the first film I directed was Adventures in Babysitting. So I thought, if I want to go reinvigorate my own filmmaking career and go back and find something that's going to excite me and sort of restart my engines for the next 20 years, what's it going to be like? And I thought, I'll make like a companion piece to Adventures in Babysitting. And that really felt like that's what I needed to do at the time. Not do some small, serious film, this felt like the right thing to do. And also, at the same time, go back and do it on a low budget with new actors, with the exception of Hayden, and really get into that situation where you don't have anywhere to go. You have to shoot, and it's sort of in a sense for me, like almost a guerrilla filmmaking style. And that's really what fueled it. And the other thing was doing an homage to those 80s movies that I loved. I felt that was, if it is a genre, it's kind of missing in film these days. And I remember in summer movies being, whether they were released in the summer or not, I have fond memories of things like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Weird Science, 16 Candles. And I wanted to go back and do a bit of an homage to John Hughes.
From 20th Century Fox.
Chances like this don't come along every day. This does not happen.
Don't be shy.
Oh.
Still love me?
I Love You, Beth Cooper.
All my memories from high school are from tonight. Yes, this is a polycarbonate blade.
You gotta get out more often.